Good morning, traders. Sitting here watching Target. It's always before we get a chance to push the button. I saw it pop up about $129. Morning, Mr. Rodriguez. Batista. Parabolic, who loves Lunatic. Bob Peterson. Under shares of Target might get you $300 or $400. I don't know how it's going to go at the open. If I could have clicked the button at 132, I would have. Good morning, Sandra. Raphael. Trey Blue. Ron, good morning. Maybe Target will lift us up, but I don't know. They kind of have a bad reputation in my neighborhood. See how it goes. Good morning, Ron. Few more minutes to go here, about 4. I don't want to see another day like yesterday. That was awful. So was Monday. This was yesterday's top performer. Let's see if it does anything this morning. Maybe we'll get a repeat. Maybe it won't be so volatile today. And yes, I have it in a stock picks list, a personal one that everybody should have, that they move these stocks over to as they move each week. And each day, keep an eye on them. Sometimes they're not done. Good morning, Higher Ground. I want to see what Target does here at the open. May want to watch the list. Something cheaper may jump in there for you. That one's not looking bad right there, but it's pennies. Not liking that Target already took off before pre-market open. Kind of wish they would have gave all of us a chance. Morning, Chuck. I mean, when they say they're going to report earnings before market open, how about regular hours, not before pre-market? About 20 seconds to go. And here we go. And that's kind of the reaction in my neighborhood with Target. They'd rather see it close the doors. Kind of like they saved Target for the bigger guys. Not seeing anything else, which has been kind of the direction since the beginning of the week. Hope you guys are doing well this morning and hanging in there for better times. I know it's rough right now. It's even rough for me. Not earning what I should. But I'm not losing. That's what matters. That's kind of the result I was expecting out of Target since they decided to go political. Get what you deserve, I guess. If you're talking about the pre-market scan, it turns off about 8:35. It only works in pre-market. But I don't know what you mean by setup. To me, setup is the whole thing. That pre-market scan is only for pre-market. You select that after hours. It means you only want to watch it before and after. It actually turns back on after the market closes for after hours. No, I didn't experience anything shutting down yesterday. I actually stayed on and bought a stock later in the day. DCTH, I think we were messing around with. I forgot really. No parabolic, played a little bit of it. We had a buyer and seller battle going on. Good morning, Bob Smith. It's kind of weird. I buy stocks and don't remember what I bought. The symbol is no interest to me. Kind of like, okay, we're in, we're out, it's gone. And like that all my life, if it isn't important, it doesn't seem to stick in my brain. Good morning, Larry Jones. We sure need the Lord to bless us with some stocks. We need a blessing, that's for sure. We need more than pennies. Yeah, me too, Bob. I made 3 trades yesterday to get $200, and that was really disappointing for me. But I made something. I'm not going to complain. I did make something. And as always, right when I got out, there it went. It flew up about 50 cents. But I got mine. I'm happy with that. Yes, I do use version 2 for that, and I just leave it on 100. Good morning, Kenneth, and yes, we are. We're fighting the battle. Good morning, Top. Keep thinking positive. It's going to happen one day. Just keep watching. It'll always happen when it needs to. It's kind of like every time we get something, it's at the last minute when you're ready to give up. Here comes the power and the strength. It jumps back in. Never give up is what I say. Just keep leading the battle. Good morning, David. Nice little crowd. Everybody must have had their breakfast early. And I'm very thankful that we've been having some good live streams, good participants every morning. I think everybody's starting to catch on. I'd like to see it get up to 1.5 million, but we'll see. Good morning, Siddiqui. I don't say your name right. It's okay. I'm getting there. You ever wonder why a stock would say bullish and you look over at it and it's red? It's because the buyers came in right here. And that candle is trying to turn bullish. We like tails on the bottom. Remember that. We like the tails on the bottom. The longer, the better. But we don't like them to look like that. We want to see the tails on the bottom as is rising. Thank you, Siddiqui. And just so you know, I love doing this. I love meeting with y'all every morning. Hopefully, when this market turns green, you'll get to see me all day long. That's what I plan to do. Long as we can make money, I'm going to be here. Thoughts on GROV? Well, my thoughts is it's not in this list. I'm not interested. I know that seems like I'm copping out here, but that's the truth. If it's not exploding in volume and in this list, I don't care. Good morning, Jay. Top, I didn't tell you. We'll take a look at CYN and see what it's doing. Well, it may be for you, but I don't buy these cheaper ones. I don't know why it's not in the list. Maybe it's just not strong enough to trigger it, but it looks strong to me. Good morning, Tim. So if we get a stock, this may have popped up earlier on this candle here, but if we get a good flush of volume like that, it'll pop up and disappear. And then if we get short candles and little tiny bursts of volume, it won't show back up until we get another big candle. That has a lot to do with volume flow. If there's not enough volume flow there, this spike's not going to pick it up. That's what I kind of figured, Blue. It's not in this list. It didn't meet the qualifications for us traders. Good morning, Mr. Robert. Thank you for joining us. Let me make sure I got my spike setting changed. You know I'm forgetful sometimes. There it is. It's changed. I didn't forget. I don't see it in mine. Maybe you got better settings than I do. Maybe you played with yours and I didn't. kind of get these things going, and when they're good, don't mess with ain't broke. Usually if I type them in, if it's in the list, it's going to turn blue, so it's not in my list. Robert, I do not trade futures. I've been just doing stocks for many years. I stick to one thing and I perfect it, and I just do stocks. I don't do anything else. So since 1990, I've only done this. I only slipped in there and slipped out and kept the profit going. I don't like sitting around waiting for something to change over hours. I like it to change when I get in. So what can happen, and I've known this for a long time. Let's say, for instance, you set your pre-market scan to start at $1, and a stock takes off that its starting price is less than $1. The pre-market scan won't pick it up even after it's risen above $1 because the setting is at $1. So it's looking for stocks that take off from $1 up. If it started at 99 cents and went up, it won't show up in this list. That's why I've got it set down to 0.25 cents. If that stock started at 24 cents, it's not going to be in this list. That's a ThinkorSwim thing. I can't correct that part. I guess I could go to 0.0, but then we catch a bunch of trash, and I don't want that. So keep that in mind, whatever your minimum dollar amount is in your pre-market. If a stock takes off and it's lower than that pre-market, and if it's lower in your scan than your starting price, then it's not going to show up. Them spammers sure start early. They're already hitting my phone. They want to sell me all the newest stock technology. I guess they saw me online. We've got something you need. Little do they know I don't need it. Blue, I've got mine set at 2%. You can leave it at 1%. That's the difference between mine and yours. Maybe I should change mine. I'll do that. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's just that little 1% that's holding it back. You never know. %. There we go. Scan. Save scan. Let's see what happens here. It's probably going to throw a lot of stocks. That's what I thought. I guess I could leave it like that because we all know they're going to pop up to the top if they're down here and moving, which is a good thing. I hate searching. And there it is right there. You were correct with that 1%. That's all it took to knock it out. I sure need a good stock. It's been a while. I've been patient. Patience is the key. I'll settle for one good one every day. I'll just have to buy enough of it, I guess. I'm starting to hate the color red. We could buy colors, we'd all be wealthy. Good morning, Dragonfire. See, y'all shouldn't have said CYN was taking off because that's what happens. You jinxed it. Good morning, Coach. I don't know how Target had good earnings. I mean, in my neighborhood, that store's not doing anything. It may have 5 or 10 cars at the most in the parking lot. But who knows? There could be market manipulation, try to lift them up. It's just a little white lie. We didn't have good earnings, we had average. Why I rely on the numbers, not the news. It definitely was. I'm to the point I don't trust anything anymore. Can't believe what you hear. I'm digging deep here. I'm trying to find something. And it's all blank. Yeah, there's always that thing that twists that little story into something good, even though it's really not. People are good at interpreting the right thing. You gotta dig deep nowadays, make sure it's truthful. Can't just take it to heart. I'm surprised Target don't have a fact checker there underneath that report. Yeah, I'm going to say the shorters are probably going to get on Target here pretty soon. Drive it down. And they'll probably do that on purpose. And I'll thank them for it. We don't know, Greg. We're hoping not, but it could happen. That's why I give it till 9:30 every day. Prove yourself to me. I don't want to waste my time. I got better things to do. I know this market's proved to me that I can't call a bottom because it's been falling for 3 years or 4. You get these little bumps up, but that's not recovery. That's high hopes. That's pretty good, though. This little volume spike can predict the future. It's telling us right now, hey, it's red. If this was going to be a good market day, we'd have some green in here. Maybe I should have called it fortune teller. No, I'm not that guy. I don't run on luck. I run on blessings. Luck is not good. I don't want to feel lucky. I want to feel blessed. I don't want anybody predicting my future. It does a good enough job all on its own. I'm a firm believer in you set your own destination and go for it. Good Lord gave us free will. We're not slaves. We set our own destiny. You wouldn't believe how many people told me I should have been a comedian. And I looked at them and said, that's just a joke, right? I just love people. You put me in a party and I stand out, not even trying to. I stand out. I don't know. I guess the good Lord gave me a good attitude toward life and I stuck with it. Always been a firm believer. If you think negative things are going to happen, negative things will happen. If you think positive things are going to happen, positive things will happen. Don't run around saying my foot hurts, my knee hurts, my back hurts. I feel good. You can trick the mind into believing anything you plan in it. Just keep that in mind. I know something's going to happen in this column. What I don't know is when. But it always does. We get one at the last minute, it seems like every time. Well, guys, I'm not seeing much of nothing this morning. Of course, that sounds like a rerun, right? Good morning, back road. I don't know Michael Burry. What did he take a short position in? Hopefully target. Good morning, Brian. Dear Lord, please bless us this day. We need to pay our bills. Need to keep the portfolio going in the right direction. You know what we need. Mister, the pre-market scan has a different code. If you click on your scan tab and bring up that scan, you'll see it says pre-market. No, it says after hours trading or something like that. That's the difference. That one little change turns it on before the market opens. But on the all stock scan, it just says volume. It doesn't say after hours. It's not important, Blue. You don't need to have to dig in the dungeon to get me an answer, because I probably won't absorb it anyway. Looks like our delay is about 8 seconds this morning, so whatever you do, do not trade off of my screen. And I know nothing's moving. You have nothing to worry about. I know that part. It's up here in you, but it's not moving. Somebody probably bought a share of it. That's the greatest thing about this script is we know as soon as somebody buys something. Good morning, Casey. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to everybody if I missed you. You know, if we all attack this stock, we could probably move that price, but the trouble is we can't all get out at the same time. It doesn't work like that. It will later, though. When we have millions of shares being traded, they won't know we slipped in and slipped out. These two lines right here are moving averages. When you load this pullback strategy, it's going to put them on the chart for you. This is the 8 moving average and the 21. While nothing's happening, I'll walk you through what we got here. I'm Ricky Gaspard, and I created this script. I'm a coder. This script detects any movement in volume. The slightest movement will show up. If a stock is moving, it will pop up in this column, whether it's going up or down. Once we see this number increasing, we will click on it and see what that stock is doing. The faster you can click on it when you see it moving, the quicker you can get into the stock. Once we click on a stock, let me see if I can find one for a good demo, and I probably can't. Well, let's just use this as an example. I also created the pullback strategy. So when the stock takes off over here and you click on it, we want to make sure that the 8 moving average crosses above the 21, and it did here. We want to see a green arrow at the bottom of the candle and a green arrow. We want to see that the buyers have outnumbered the sellers down here. And this one candle right here is going to pop up. It's saying bearish now, but we want it to say bullish. Once you learn what's happening up here, this all comes natural. You click on a stock. You'll mainly be watching here, and out the corner of your eye, you'll see orange or green and green. You want it to all be green, and then you want to see the stock price rising with a bunch of arrows coming underneath it. Hopefully I'll have a good example for you, but at the way the market's looking, it's not looking like a good chance. So I coded all of this, and I coded this script, and we put it all together for profit. The only issue we have is the market's not treating us right. We can't control the market. I can give you good indicators, but I can't make the market go up or down. Good morning, Jimmy. We're staring at a bunch of negativity this morning. That seems to be par for the course this week. Not seeing anything moving up here. That one's moving a little. Let's see, it's a cheaper stock. Some of you cheaper stock guys may want to keep an eye on it. That's how easy it is. You just watch for movement in the numbers. Click on the numbers and go over here and take a look at it. But you want to see green down here, a green up here that says bullish. You want to see a crossover. You want to see this price above the 8, and you want to see green arrows underneath it. It's that simple. Yeah, Jimmy, it's not looking good. It's been like this since Monday. We haven't had a play yet. When one pops up, we need to take advantage of it. Buy as much as you can, as long as you're definite in your decision to buy. So far, we haven't had that this morning. I see the buyers outnumbered the sellers, but we don't have a volume spike. We don't have a crossover. We don't have arrows underneath the candle. That's not a good one yet. Also in a downtrend. You can see the downtrend. That could just be a little pop. Somebody thinking they called the bottom. See how fast that happened? That stock popped up. It had numbers rising. I jumped on it. Unfortunately, it's not in my price range. You should be listening to me on the background if you know what's going on here and watching your monitors and trading off of your own platform. Don't trade off of mine. This morning we had an 8-second delay. 8 seconds is a lot. That could cost you your money. This is a good example right here. We had a crossover. The arrows came in. You see bullish up here. You see the buyers outnumber the sellers. You see the stock price is rising. If this was a $5 stock, I'd have already been in it. It had some volume. Now it seems to have died. I don't like these cheaper stocks. You all know that. They just don't put out enough profit unless you own a lot of shares. And I'm not putting that much money in a penny stock. It's still going. That's why we don't click off of them once they pop up here. If you're interested, keep watching it. Even though it disappears on this side, doesn't mean it's done. It could leave this side and you don't see it, and the next thing you know, it's back up here again. That's a good example of what this system does. It just needs to do it at the right price stock for me. That might be the right one for you. Watching the numbers, that's what we do every day. We don't care about anything else. Get rid of the distractions, start concentrating. You're putting your hard-earned dollars in here. You got to do it right. Don't guess. Don't try to force a play. You can't make it go up. You'll know when it's good, when it's going to start flying. You won't see 2%. You'll see 4, 5, 10. It'll just take off if there's enough people buying it. That's a good performing little stock right here, but I don't buy them. Yes, sir, I'm watching the clock. You didn't have this set up, you would have had no idea this little stock was moving. Best part is we get multiple choice. We're watching the whole market. I got rid of my paid subscription. That was giving me one stock pick at a time, and it was too late, it seemed like, each time. Got about a minute and a half to go before 7 o'clock. Let's see if something pops up. Sometimes that 7 o'clock hour can be very profitable. Watch the numbers closely. I may not click on the one you need, so make sure you're doing it on your own computer. About a minute to go. But what I see, I know at 7 o'clock, Tokyo joins the U.S. market. If we don't have something rising, they're not going to buy it either. But that penny stock is still going. It's trying to convince me to become a penny stock player, but it's not going to work. 5 seconds to go. Actually 10. See if something pops up here and takes off. We should light up a little bit. We should get a little bit bigger list. If there's anything good to buy, and they're probably going to see the same thing we see. Not seeing any numbers moving. I'm also watching down here. Well, that was short-lived. Watching for anything that's going to stand out right here. I'm watching. They seem to can't reach over 3%. Sad but true. We want roll ups, Bob, not roll downs. Here's another penny stock popper. Let's see if it pops up or pops down. That seems to be the play this week, is those cheaper stocks down below $1 or right around $1. They usually pull back about halfway and then shoot back up, and then that big red candle comes in. Has a lot of volume, but it has a lot of volume because it's so cheap. You got to buy so many of them to make a penny. That's what makes the volume fly on penny stocks. Look at those numbers, 46%, almost 47, because you have to buy 1 million shares to make any money. But that's all that's moving, and it's not going up, it's just bouncing. So if you can imagine everybody buying 10,000 shares, that would be one person. It ain't going to take much to get 100,000. But I've seen cheap stocks like this go to $5 in pre-market. That's why I'm watching it. Good morning, citizen. Looks like they're all giving up. It's not going to go up. Should I stay with it or get out of it? That's what they're thinking right now. Lots of volume. We are now bearish. We were 47% positive. Sellers are coming in. I'm still watching the list. I'm not losing focus. Looking for that winner for everybody. I see green, but I see no numbers moving. Looks like they're giving up hope here. That percentage is rising in a negative way. I got to give it credit, though. It's holding that level. That's a good sign. Maybe the buyers will come back. Maybe they won't. There's your levels right there. $0.90, 89 cents to $1.09. If it'll pull back to this level and bounce up, you might can make about 11 cents or 8. You're probably not going to get it all. Nothing moving in the list. About 7:30, I'll do a walkthrough for everybody that's new. I'll let you know what we do. It's bouncing off the lower level. Let's see if it breaks through, and it did. That's not a good sign. They're giving up. We are now setting lower lows. Can't complain about the spread, though. They want you to buy this stock. They're almost giving it away. Looking for anything that moves in this column. Want to see these percentages gaining. When you see one moving, you want to click on it, check it out. I created this volume spike indicator to do just that. It's a special code for special people. I'm only giving it to special people. And that's everyone who wants to join us. They're all special to me. If you haven't joined us, here's the link to YouTube. Go subscribe. I don't charge anything. You'll get a great education, and that's verified by everybody that's joining. They'll tell you. Make sure to subscribe, like the videos, click the bell icon so that you know when I put out a new video. Join our Discord. And I'll get that link for you right here. There's a couple of hundred traders over in Discord. They're willing to help you as well. We're all one big happy family here. We want you to join us. Everything is free. And all we do every morning is watch these numbers. Some of them do it all day long. I can't do that. You have trouble getting set up, go to Discord. Let me know in the support channel. There's many people monitoring that support channel. If I can't get to you, they will. The most important thing you can do is watch all of the videos. It will eliminate a lot of questions. Teaches you how to install. Just make sure you watch the entire video. You may miss the install at the end. Over in Discord, there's a channel called Current Setup. That is this setup right here. That's really all you need. And a couple of scans, and they're located in TOS scans. We are growing steady. Picked up another 40 subscribers since Saturday. They are slowly finding out. We're now up to 1,040. I haven't looked this morning. It might be bigger than that by now. Well, we had one try. It failed. It's over here looking dormant now. We keep having this little surge of hopefuls. Got to keep your eye on this list. Anyone new, once you subscribe and get set up, come here each morning. You will learn exactly what to do with what you loaded. It is powerful. Watching the numbers, that's what we do. Sometimes it gets quite boring, but I'd rather be bored and get paid for it than to have to go to work. I've served my time. And I still work, don't get me wrong. I own the company. But I'm mainly just the owner, and I show up when I need to. Let the workers do the work. You just be the owner. Nothing this morning yet. We had a penny popper that couldn't get anywhere. We all need a good blessing today. I'll settle for just one. Just make it a good one. Anyone that's new here, I'll go ahead and do this early since we are not seeing anything on the board. I am Ricky Gaspard. I've been trading since the 1990s. I am also a coder on the ThinkScript. I do not work for TD Ameritrade. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I'm just a guy that sits at his desk and figures out what to do. I created this script. It is a volume spike monitor. It watches for any movement in the stock. Even if it's just a slight movement, you're going to know. They will pop up right here. We wait for these percentages to take off. Once they take off, we click on that stock and we take a look at it. I also created this pullback strategy. It consists of the 8 moving average and the 21. It also has a look back feature, and what it does is it looks for pullbacks. It monitors red and green candles, but it does that by numbers, not by colors. When it sees that the momentum is shifting, it'll throw a green arrow. The green candle will be measured by another indicator that I created that'll pop up right here. This indicator up here only monitors this one candle. If the buyers start coming in, you're going to see a bullish signal pop up here, right there. That's it. And then down here, I also created the buyers and sellers portion of this volume bar. We don't use those things that go up and down. We've seen enough of that. And this will turn green and say buyers or sellers. Whichever one is the strongest, it's going to tell you. So if you see a stock over here that's moving and you click on it and it's going up and you see this crossover with the green arrow and you see this bullish indicator and the buyers are outnumbering the sellers, you have a very good chance that this stock is going to continue. It's not a guarantee, it's an early warning. And most of the time they continue. I'm not going to lie to you, and sometimes they fail, but this increases your odds dramatically. If you like what you see, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. The links are in the chat. Load up these settings, these scripts. Join our Discord channel. There's a lot of investors over on the Discord channel. There's a lot of help over there. If you have issues with any of these scripts, and really they're kind of easy if you watch all of the video. Make sure you watch the install part. Don't click through or you're going to miss it. Once you get set up, if it's not working correctly, we will walk you through the corrections. But if you watch the video, you should be just fine. This is a new channel. It started about 4 months ago. And I had a breakthrough on this indicator. And this indicator grew into this indicator. Then it grew into this indicator. Then it grew into this indicator. So it's all working together to find you the best stocks possible. And it's all free. I'm trying to bless you. You just need to accept the blessing. If you have any questions, type them in the chat while we are sitting dormant. Nothing is moving, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. That's that same penny stock. I saw it moving, and I have a natural instinct to click on things that move, and I keep going back to the same one. But that's why it told me it's moving right there. You can see the green arrow. You can see the bullish. You can see the buyers. It's letting me know there could be another run. It's not a guarantee, but it's an early notification. That will happen all day long. All you got to do is monitor this one section in your watch list. You only need one watch list. Let me give you an example of that while we're not doing anything. Let me change screens here. I can nail the right one, and I did. So what you're looking at here is my chart. This is what I look at. And I look at other monitors as well with different time frames. But if you do the watch list setup video, this is what you're going to have. You'll have many more things than this. You don't have to load them all according to the video. But I took my market watch tab and I put that volume spike on it. And all I do to monitor stocks is I click this little section here and I go to my personal. And I can bring up any scan that I've ever created. And they'll be right here on this one watch list. You don't need 100 watch lists, just this one. There's a video on that. For instance, we're watching pre-market risers. There they are, and we sorted them by volume spike. There they are. It's the same thing you were looking at on the other screen. So if you only have one monitor, this is what you do. You set up this Market Watch tab. You put this V-spike on it, and you can just click here and back to your chart. Back to Market Watch, click here and back to your chart. You don't have to have a bunch of monitors. I do, because I do multitasking all the time. Now I got to find the right monitor. I can't find it yet. Well, where did it go? Always the last one you click on, right? And we're back to the pre-market setup. So we have all the videos on YouTube. Watch them all. They're very important. Even the old ones, you're going to learn a lot from them. They all contain important information. They're not that old, up to 3 or 4 months. That's about it. Each time you watch them, you'll learn something new. You don't catch it all the first time you watch it. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. I'll answer them. I think everybody should train their spouses, train their kids. Kids like video games. They'll look at this as a video game. Even if you put them in on demand and let them practice. It's not that hard. They don't need to understand the setup. They just need to understand how it works. By the time they get legal and can trade, they will be masters. Do you see how fast that happened? That penny stock popped up here and I was on it. The stocks come to us. We don't go searching for them. If they're moving like this, they're going to pop up over here. It doesn't get any easier. What would make it real easy is this market to turn around. We are trying to find the ones going up when the market's going down. It's a struggle. But if you like shorting stocks, this works in the reverse. You'll have a list of stocks to short every day. Watching the list, that's all we do. Looking for these numbers to start rising or falling if you're looking for a short. I don't think people short in pre-market. I don't think they can. But they sure can sell all they own, and that's danger. Well, well, well. I can give you the best indicator, but I can't make the market cooperate. That's not a script. It might be on the other side, but it's not on this side. Looks like they gave up on that penny stock. We all need a $5 stock that goes to 20, or a $3 stock that goes to 60. I bet every one of y'all be ready for that one next time. Win or lose, we are in. Just never know. It can happen any day. It's been happening for about 6 months. I think there's been 3 of them. I'll settle for 6 a year. That's not bad. Let's take a look at the SPY. Let's see what's happening over there on the bigger side. And that's what we're looking at, a downward trend. QQQ, and looks exactly like the SPY. IWM, that's the small cap exchange. It doesn't look good either. Go refill your coffee cup. You got time, it looks like. One thing this script does is I used to be occupied all the time searching for something to buy. Ever since I created it, now I have nothing to do. Hurry up and wait is the name of the game. I do not want to go back to searching for stocks. I'll take the boredom. Even the penny stocks can't get off the ground this morning. That's not a good sign. Yesterday, I scrolled through some stock market websites on YouTube or channels, and I ran across Warrior Trading as usual. He had the exact same stocks, no plays, no profit, couldn't find anything to buy. So it's not just us, it's everybody. Even the $1 million traders can't find anything. He spent tens of thousands on his scanner. And we pull the same thing up for free. I actually thought it was a rerun of my broadcast. It looked exactly. He was clicking on the same hopefuls. Nothing this morning, guys. I tried. I wrote the best script, but the best script don't move the market. About 7:45. We're coming up on the top of the hour. Maybe somebody will put something out at 8 o'clock that benefits us. I'm looking for anything. I'm looking in the all stocks now. I saw that one moving a little bit. Now that one, but it ain't going nowhere. That's Nvidia. That's too much money for me. Let's go look at the SPY again and see what's happening. Like the same thing. We just need the market to turn around. That's the truth right there. If it doesn't turn around, this is what we're going to do. We're digging deep for anything that moves. Crypto, I trade when the market's good. I'll sit here all day long if I have to. We're in a depressing market like this and everything's red. I usually call it a trading day about 9:30. That's also when I end the stream. But when that day comes and we're in greener grass, I'll sit here all day long with you and we'll all make money as long as we can. But as of right now, it's pretty much been pre-market and market open. And as usual, the market's been dying at 9 o'clock. Every now and then I'll get back up here in my office if it looks like I might want to try to find something during the day, like yesterday. Jay, time frame is really to each his own. I watch all three. I watch the 1 minute. I watch the 5 minute. I also have a tick chart running at 133. If you're comfortable with 1 minute, trade it. If you're comfortable with 5, trade it. I find that in pre-market, the 1 minute allows us to make a better decision. But I'm also looking at the 5 minute as I'm looking at the 1 minute. It all depends on what you're comfortable with. If you're used to the 5 minute, trade on the 5 minute. The system's going to work the same way. So it's not a decision I make. Sometimes I will show the viewers what each time frame looks like. Nothing's moving today, so 5-minute kind of cleans it up a little bit. That's the 5-minute. This is the 1-minute. This looks a lot more choppier. You can smooth that out by going to the 5-minute. The only thing different is you have to watch the edge of that candle on the 5-minute. That edge is all that matters. The edge that's moving is all that matters. It's no different than the 1-minute if you're watching the edge. It's just that it cleans the chart up a little bit. That's the edge you want to watch. That's the truth right there, not the whole candle. This is the live price right in that area. Now it's up here. Brian, which study are you talking about? Sicilian, you just need to make sure you have the newest ThinkorSwim, and you can get it off of TD Ameritrade. You should be fine. Brian, if you're talking about why do the other studies not work, the other scans, because pre-market you have to have a special setting. ThinkorSwim doesn't let the studies work during pre-market, but they'll let the pre-market scan work if you select the after hours trading. That'll turn on the pre-market scan. I have a video on pre-market scan setup. So it's not me making the decision for them to work or not. It's just that scans don't work in pre-market. You are welcome. If you are new to ThinkorSwim and you've never used the platform before, I suggest you get on YouTube and start searching for ThinkorSwim videos. Start learning the platform. It's very important. Thank you for that correction, Greg. I don't short, so I didn't know really. I don't know everything, but I know some things. I'm not the master. All I know is I need to watch numbers. If I don't concentrate right here, I could miss the only play of the day. I see Parabolic has high hopes. Once the kids get back in school and the vacations are over, I'm expecting a small turnaround in the market. It should happen. They got to make up that money they spent on vacation. Right now, they're buying school clothes, getting the kids ready for school. This is why you keep watching. We only had that little move earlier. Other people may find this stock. I'm not liking the volume. I'll be honest with you. When you find a mover, watch it for a few minutes. Still not liking the volume. Kind of like they're hoping. If this were a strong run, you would see this volume just take off. We don't have to watch the blue bars going up and down or the red or green ones changing colors. We just need to watch this volume label. It tells you the truth. It's not a guessing game. It's called Custom Volume Label. There's a video on YouTube. Look for the video that's called Mastering Pullbacks, and it will walk you through this entire setup of Mastering Pullbacks. Or you can go over to Discord. If you subscribe to our Discord, there's a channel called Current Setup. It will walk you through this setup. Check out the TOS script, the TOS scans, and current setup. Everything is there. Everything is right off of my system. It should work for you if you follow the install instructions in the video. If you have any questions, there's a support channel. Put your question in there. Somebody will help you if I can't be available. Got about 30 seconds to go before 8 o'clock. We might wake up in this list. We might not, but I'm hopeful. You mean my actual time as like in a clock? Good morning, Gregster. Even if I posted a clock on the screen, you're not going to see it till the end of the delay, so that's not going to help. Even if you're looking at it, it's not going to help. If it's delayed, you'll get it 5 or 6 or 8 seconds later. Even if I put it on the screen. Anything I put up here is delayed. I don't care what it is. Gregster, on the tick chart, on low volume days, it's okay to run the 133 or the 100. But what you're going to see if you get into a stock that is really flying, that 100 and 133 may be too fast. And you may need to jump up to 233 to slow it down so you can make a cleaner entry. You have to remember it's order based. So the higher the volume, the more orders are going through, which speeds up the tick chart. I've seen it so fast I didn't know to get in or get out. It was just constant moving. So you slow the tick chart times down a little bit. And it's kind of like moving from 1 minute to 5 minute on a chart. It cleans it up. Helps you to see a cleaner shot at what you're doing. Citizen, this is the pre-market scan. There's a video on it. You need to go watch the video on setting up a pre-market scan. And I think it says Mastering Pre-Market. It's going to show you how to create this scan and put this script on it. You're welcome, Gregster. And as always, those of you who know coding, if you can improve anything I've done, I want to know. You may take it to the top and everybody benefits. I will share it if I feel that it's a plus. I don't know how you can get much better than this right here, but there is possibilities that I may not be aware of. This is the pullback strategy. Look for the video on YouTube that says Mastering Pullbacks. That'll walk you through this entire setup. Or you can go to Discord and click on the channel Current Setup. And the current setup is exactly what it means. This is what we're currently doing. Yes, this is V4. And I leave it at the default. I haven't changed anything. The default should be this, 100 and 100 and 8 and 8. This is your spread limit. This is what you don't want to go over if you're going to buy a stock. If the spread is more than 9 cents, then it's going to be red on the chart right here. So you set the penny spread of the amount you're willing to accept. If you're into a stock and this is red, that means it's exceeded your amount and it could cost you money. This is 1 minute. No, this is daily. This stays on daily. This one also, I think, is 1 minute. Let me check. Scan. The pre-market is on 1 minute. Since you're scanning all of the market, this one's on daily. You want to leave it on daily. You can get this scan on Discord. I have a link to it there in scans. You can get this one on Discord. You can also get this one on YouTube, Mastering Pre-Market. This is just a basic scan right here. It's just the price I like to trade. The amount of volume I like to see in a stock. I think I have this one on average volume at 5 million. And that doesn't mean only stocks that have 5 million in volume. It'll start at the bottom. As long as they exceed 5 million each day, that's what average volume means. They exceed or meet 5 million a day. Doesn't mean you're limiting yourself to only the stocks for 5 million. It doesn't mean that. But you can get it preloaded, preset. It's on Discord under Toss Scans. And good morning, Big Mike. Didn't see you slip in there. Bob, I appreciate you joining us. You have a blessed day. Looks like DLO was doing the ups and downs just like everything else. Watching the numbers. Since it's after 8 o'clock, I'm going to be looking for things that may be going up. There's going to be some things going down if anybody's in profit, and I don't think they are, or we would be in profit. Usually they sell off before market opens so they don't lose their profits. But I'm also looking for the ones that may be creeping up. Citizen, that usually happens when our market is closed. Is that what happened? Kind of like they lock us out and we can't trade them, and they move them when we can't buy them or sell them. Just like they did with Target this morning, they released earnings before our pre-market opened. Everybody else got to buy it but us. I think they should give all of us a fair chance, but they don't. Watching for anything that moves. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to change us over to market open like I do every morning. If you don't know how to do that, stay tuned. I'll show you. You sure can, MC. It'll turn right back on. I can't tell you how trustworthy it is, but I do know it works. I don't trade after hours. Target did the same thing. About 5:30, 5:45, they release earnings. We couldn't participate. I think that's dirty. But it's Target. Watching for the movers. Which one's going to be there for us? I'm also watching this volume. Don't just jump in on a green candle. If it has no volume, you're going to get stung. I'm not talking volume that makes a few ticks every now and then. I'm talking continuous volume. That tells me everybody's interested. You are welcome, sir. Her. I've made that mistake before. I can't tell male or female by these usernames. But thank you. Watching for the movers. The V spike has never changed versions. When it was born, it stayed there. So wherever you find it on any video, it's going to be the same one. The only adjustments we make are for pre-market, and you can right click on the name, hit edit formula. We go to 0.0 in pre-market. Just before the market opens, we go to 100.0. Not seeing any climbers, not seeing any numbers rising. A lot of anticipation. That anticipation don't pay you. We need these numbers to climb. That's what we do. Not just make one little tick and freeze. I'm going to change over to 1 minute here. I like the 1 minute at market open. You may not. You can leave it on 5 minutes if you want. Any newcomers in the room want me to do a walkthrough before market open? I have time. I had to walk out for a minute. If I missed your comment, I apologize. About 4 minutes, we'll do the switch over to market open. It's a minor switch, nothing drastic. Right now, I'm watching to see if anything's going to move, and it's not. Not yet, anyway. Keeping my hopes up. Brian, I'm going to do that in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If I do it right now and a stock takes off and we're not going to see it, all right, I am Ricky Gaspard, and I am a longtime investor. I am also a coder. I write ThinkScript. I wrote this volume spike indicator about 4 months ago and had a fantastic breakthrough. It monitors any stock that moves up and down almost instantly. All you do is wait for these numbers to start rising. And you click on these numbers and you see what the stock is doing. I am also the coder for this pullback strategy. It consists of these moving averages. This is the 8, this is the 21. What we look for when a stock starts moving over here is we wait for this crossover. We wait for a volume spike on this candle, which will pop up right here. It will say bullish or bearish. We wait for the buyers to take over and not. We look for the advantage of the buyers, not the sellers, if you're buying. We wait for a green arrow to pop up underneath this candle, and we look for lots of volume. I don't have a good example right now because of the market, but that's how it works. You click here if one's moving, you look for this crossover, you look for a green bullish signal up here, you look for an arrow underneath the candle, and you make sure the buyers are showing up down here. Once you do this for a while, once you get sick of watching my videos, you will understand 100% what's going on. You can come here each morning and I do walkthroughs as we're watching for stocks to move. You join our Discord. I have all of the scripts over in Discord. I have this current setup under the channel current setup. You get stuck somewhere, make sure you've watched the install part of each video. If you still have questions, there's a support tab over in Discord. Just leave us a question and we'll answer you. Good morning to Mimi. You didn't miss anything, I assure you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to market open. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to right click on volume spike and I am going to change that number to 100. Yours should look just like that. Then I'm going to click apply and OK, and you'll see it refresh on the screen. I'm going to change this scan over to the all stocks. Then I'm going to sort by marked percent change from the highest to the lowest. Down here, I'm going to select the gap and run scan. This scan looks for stocks that gap up at open. In other words, they opened higher than they closed yesterday and have a great possibility to keep running up. That's what this scan does. And that's pretty much it. When market open hits, this is going to become very volatile. Just be careful. You're going to see some very high percentages on some of the stocks. I try not to play the first candle at market open because I don't want to get stung by the pullback. You may be braver than me. All of us are different. So we're going to be monitoring the top gainers, and there's not very many this morning. It looks like about a dozen or less. We're going to be watching this volume spike for those that are growing. We're going to click on the ones that look good. We're going to make our decision to buy over here. If this moving average is above the 21, and you see green and green, and you see a green arrow, and the candle is spiking up, that's when you would make your decision. This is a pullback indicator, so I'm going to wait on these candles to spike up, pull back, and bounce back up. I'm more interested in the bounce back up once they pull back. It's a lot safer than losing all my money on that first green candle that may just hit a bottom. I want to see strength. I want to see it go up, hold its price, pull back a little, and then shoot back up. I will be marking out the high of that candle. I will mark out the low of that candle, and that's the range I'm going to base my decision on. If we have a stock this morning, you will see me do that on the screen. If you're not in a trade, you can't make any money. You're not going to win all of them. We all lose. We all win. Just cut your losses short. If you make a bad decision, immediately get out. Don't hope and wish that it's going to turn around. That's where you get deeper in the hole. Looks like NVIDIA may make a play here. If your trading platform was set on extended hours, change it over today under time and force. Don't forget that. Looks like Ape, which I never play. I don't like Ape. So it's going to be very volatile. Nothing I can do. I wait till it calms down. If there's any strong stocks, they will remain. Here lately, they haven't been any. If you want to take your chances and play the open and grab that first green candle, that's on you. If you do, my suggestion is to get in and get out as soon as you can. It could pull back any minute. That's what I've seen. And good luck. I'm watching this column. Just like you, I don't know which one to click on yet. I'm going to try them. I'm going to look at them. Those are high dollar stocks. That's a high dollar stock. That's a high dollar stock. This is a cheap one. It's APE. I don't like it. You might like it though. This is what you're looking for. Buyers down here. You can see these green things just out the corner of your eye while you watch this. Moving average 8 is above the 21. There's a spike here. But this is the first candle at market open. You don't know what it's going to do. That's Walmart. Walmart, PayPal, AMC. That's what I see up here. This one's not moving, but it might. This could be a play. This is looking good. It's bullish. Buyers are outnumbering the sellers. The way I trade is I wait for this to start pulling back. Just like that. And I'm going to mark that high. I'm going to mark this low. I don't see anything in pre-market that I can base the pullback on, so I can't plan a line here. I'm waiting for it to pull back, turn around, and shoot back up. I'm still watching over here. I'm looking at the volume. This one has died. It's not a play. People aren't buying it. Back to the drawing board. There's AMC I don't like. There's APE. I don't like it either, even though they're moving. Coin is too expensive. And now we're dying back. You'll see another rush come in. There's NVIDIA. It pulled back. This would be a good play for those who buy it. That's a large pullback at open, though. That went all the way down to here. If I were to buy NVIDIA, I would want it to break this level, pull back and retest it, and then shoot up. There it goes. It broke the level. This is just an example. I'm not saying buy NVIDIA. But this is what pullbacks do. You wait for the pullback, and it's up to you to pull the trigger. It's very volatile. This is typical for market open. Watching over here as well. I want to see if something in my price range pops up. Mainly in these green ones, not these red ones. So I'm only monitoring this many. You can see NVIDIA did not break that barrier. It did not come up and pull back. And I didn't get in. And this is why. This is why I wait on that setup. If you would have thought it was going up here and you clicked that button, you just lost a lot of money. SOUN is moving. There's the high. Mark the low of this candle. If it breaks through this line, I want to see the pullback, come back to support, and shoot up. I don't want to risk my money if it doesn't do that, or I could lose. It's moving up. There's going to be a lot of people taking profit pretty soon. There they are. You can see it pulling back. I would rather it went up a little more and then pulled back to this support level. It could turn into resistance right here. It may just come back down. This is a pullback strategy. We're waiting on a pullback. If you're brave, these are good plays too. Had you watched this at market open, you would have seen your green arrows to get in, and you could have played it up to here. Sometimes I do that. But if this stock is strong, it's going to pull back. It's going to retest here and keep on going. Still watching over here while I watch this one. We have nice volume. I've been watching that also. You should as well. I would like to see a rollover and back down to here. That'll tell me the truth. Is it strong? Were there only a few profit takers at the top before the next run up? You may already be in and out. You may have done your part already. I didn't. We've been on it, Mr. Howard. We were there first. Let's see if we can get this to pull back to here. It's holding strong. You can see that tail on the bottom of that candle. Them buyers don't want it to fall. Looks pretty strong. It could run up from here. That's going to be your call. Don't trade off of my screen. I'm about 8 seconds behind, not 8 minutes. I just did a test. This is what I want to see. I want to see that pullback. If it bounces off of this support level, that's when I will make a decision. This is a beautiful setup. This is what we want to see. The crossover, the arrows come in. We have a pullback. Now we just need it to bounce. It's pulling back pretty hard. I'm still watching the list over here in case that one fails. I'm watching my tick chart. It seems to be turning around. And now it's going down. I'm watching it, but I'm seeing the volume dying. The sad part is it's only pennies. That's the sad part. 250, 252, 254. For that reason alone, I won't buy it, but this is exactly what you want to see right here. We waited for that pullback. Now it's going to take off. This is a good example. There's not enough profit there for me. I want more than 3 cents. There's your nickel. You got a nickel. Well, no, you didn't. You got 2 pennies. I don't like it. It's perfect. It's exactly what we want to see. Just want to see more money on these dollar signs over here. This is exactly what you want to look for. If you didn't play it here, you can wait on the pullback. That's what this indicator does. We had a nice bounce. Unfortunately, the dollars weren't there. You do this over and over and over. Wait for the profit takers. On a good stock, this could have shot up another 50 cents or $1. Who knows? The market's dying now. You don't make a play early in the morning, you're going to have to search all day long. Not search, but you're going to have to wait on this column. This was yesterday's play. I missed the pullback right here. This is an important level that we set yesterday. This would be where the pullback happens again. Nice and strong, nice volume. You got your bullish signal. Well, it turned bearish. It's probably going to pull back to this level. It's pretty strong. Buyers don't want it to go down. Undecided. Watching my tick chart, but it's already up there at the top. That would be risky for me. There's that bounce. Let's see if it holds. We do have the crossover. We do have the arrows. We do not have the candle bullish. But it is holding that level. It could turn around. We still have sellers coming in. We have sellers on the bearish side. But we could see a bounce. It did not break through that level. The volume is dying. I'm looking right here. Right here. Sellers are outnumbering the buyers. We could get that bounce. It didn't give up. I'm watching my tick chart. It appears to be overbought. Market is going dead. Getting close to that 9 o'clock dead hour. Well, that one rose at market open. That would have been the play. Some of you may have played it. I didn't. I think the play on this one was right here, so we kind of missed it. While we were looking at something else, we was probably watching SOUN. Can't be everywhere at the same time. This one is holding its price. It could move again. It did not sell off. Well, we had this one for about 10 or 12 cents. We had SOUND, who only moved pennies. Well, it looks like it moved about a good 15 cents at open. That was the only two I clicked on. We have no strong runners left over, or they would be in this list. Yeah, I think it's over unless all of a sudden some hopefuls come in and start buying it up. Tick charts up there around $6. Channeling sideways. I would have to see a pullback on that tick chart to about 550. Or at least back in this area, right here. It could jump up and down and gain a little more, jump up and down and gain a little more. It is holding its price. I sure do need a good mover. I want more than 15 or 20 cents. I'm not desperate, so I'm not going to just jump in and waste a lot of money on a nickel or a dime. I was watching VFC about in this range here. But man, the volume was so low, I shied away from it. About time I'd think about maybe I should buy some, I'd get a red candle. You know how it goes. There's Verizon. It did the same thing. This is in the gap and run. Gapped open higher than yesterday's close. Did that slow run. Little volatile run, but it is climbing. Low volume. These stocks, they don't have enough to trigger it over here on the spike. When it's just creeping like this, it's not going to fire. It did a couple of times. But at market open, it was probably lost in the list. Since it slowed down, we can sort back by V-spike. We can bring them to the top. Look for any hopefuls. XPEV is supposed to have news coming out sometime this week. I don't know what the news is. Maybe earnings report. Hopefully they don't release it after hours on Friday. That's usually the case. So I would say on Friday, and on anticipation of good news, this stock may rise. It's a good one to put in your watch list because you never know. No spikes. The market has gone flat. 901. is the time. Horizon is now selling off. There's a new one. This is the gap and run, the low volume stocks, the creepers. I would not buy this stock. It's too low a volume. When we get a good trading day and we switch over to a bull market, I think everyone's going to realize I put something good in your hands. You will have multiple choice in a bull market of many stocks. It'll be like click and buy and click and buy and click and buy. You'll be able to put some in your portfolio instead of one hoping that it goes up. You have to be patient and wait. It'll happen one day. You'll make up for everything you didn't make in the bear market. Looks like the sellers are kicking in. This is the market truth right here. The whole truth. There's nothing moving. Here's a couple bouncing around like this on low volume. Price is above the 8 though. It may stay above the 8 and just creep up all day long. This could be a play. You never know. But we're doing that 762 to 765 to 768 or 2. I'm sorry, that's a 2. It's pennies. We need a better market, or we need something to pop up in this column. Since Monday, it's been pretty flat. Couple of runners at open, couple of penny stocks in the morning in pre-market, and that's about it. These are the gap and run, low volume, gapped up at open, higher than yesterday's close. Slowly creeping up. That's what these do. Problem is they are very low volume. That one seems to be pumping up a little bit. It's not spiking though. It's easy to find them because they pop up here. We just need them to move. We need some volume in the market. We need something more than it's moving and it's not moving. It's moving and it's not moving. We need volume, something steady. Pretty bad. I put this level in here just to see if it's going to be a support level. Maybe it'll run up from here. But it's so slow. And really the money's not there. It's nickels. You can see it was resistance back here. It bumped off of it 3 times. Maybe it'll turn into support. Let's see, that's KVUE. Let's see what's going on here. ELRY. From 68 to 70, 2 pennies. Yeah, it may be going for the penny stock players, but I'm not one of those guys. When you tell me to look at something, you're almost guaranteeing yourself a red candle. Kind of like telling somebody to go eat at the best restaurant you ever ate at, and they get there and it was the crappiest food they ever put in their mouth. It's unpredictable. That is correct. It's dead, folks. Nothing I can do about that part. I can't move the market. I can only put you on them with these indicators, but I can't make them move. Everything we saw this morning was 10 or 15 cents. I didn't see no big gainers. We have nothing popping up, no green spikes. We have a few creepers for a couple of pennies. Have a couple of gap and run that's barely chugging along. Tesla's up and down. Yeah, it's pretty dead, Greg. It's been an awful week. I thought last week was terrible after Monday, and this week hadn't given us anything. I did play that one stock yesterday for a couple $100, but man, my light bill's higher than that. But I guess it paid some of it. To me, I used to have it up there, and I decided to move it to the bottom just to keep the screen clean. You can put it wherever it's comfortable for you. I like very little distractions. So it's not working up there. So you don't just drag an indicator. What you do is you go into the code, and at the very top, it's going to say declare lower, and you change it to declare upper, and it will move to the top. Maybe when you dragged it, maybe something happened. Did you reload it and then change the declare lower to declare upper? I've never drug an indicator from one spot to the other. I would imagine if in the code you tell it where to be and then you drag it somewhere else, it could affect it. MC, I've never figured that out. I've been wanting to do that myself. I think that's a ThinkorSwim restriction. You can either make it an upper indicator or a lower. I don't know any other code that would make it go to the bottom of the main chart. I've even tried to stack them here on the left, one below the other, and leave the rest of the chart open. I know the code for that, but it still seems to want to put them end to end. It'll build them down, but it don't want to build them down unless they fill in the whole screen, and that's not what I want. HE Blue says, not strong enough to throw a spike, but that don't mean it's not going to continue to climb. Well, if you're in it, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to ruin your trade, because the minute I click the buy button, you know what's going to happen. Of course, that's not true, but it could be. I'm watching my tick chart. I'm looking at that big red candle up there. I promise you I didn't get in. I like things to pull back before I buy them. I don't want to try to get in at the top. That's me. You're learning. You're a very smart trader. And it did exactly what I said. If I would have got in, that's what it would have done. I would have burned you, see? That's why I wait on pullbacks. That's like money in the bank. I'm still watching this list right along with everybody else. Man, I heard something about those wildfires last night that really disappointed me. They are saying that they were deliberately set, that the government's been trying to buy that land for many, many years. And now that they've had a fire, the government's trying to take over that land. So that kind of seems suspicious to me. And it's heartbreaking at the same time if that's the truth. I don't know. I didn't verify it. But it kind of seems true when you step right in behind a fire and try to buy everything up. Just like taking over the farms in the U.S. They did that for a while. They are crooked. But to take a human life because you want a certain territory, they need to cut your head off, in my opinion. It's heartbreaking. I cannot believe people would be so cruel, to be so greedy, to deliberately don't care. I have many beliefs in my head. I don't know that they're all true. Just like the towers, I have doubts that that was the truth. You know, there's a weapon, it's called HAARP, HAARP. Look that one up. It can actually control the weather. They can move cold fronts down to where they never been before. They can bring the heat where they want the heat. I kind of didn't believe it until it got down to zero in South Texas. You know what year I'm talking about? It was just a couple years ago. But I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying what I heard and what I saw. I don't trust evil. There's actually 10 or 12 HAARPs now. The other countries caught on. I know, David. I don't know that they're true. But things happen. Why do they happen? How do you get to 8 degrees in a city in South Texas that's never been there before? I understand you can't predict the weather. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't believe a lot of things I hear. I just keep my faith upstairs in the man that I believe in. And that's the limit. And you start thinking to yourself, if you're not paying attention, do you really know? If you keep saying they're conspiracy theories, but they're not, how do you really know? You don't. Okay, enough of depressing stuff. We're watching stocks here. And I started it, I'm guilty. I guess when it's all over, we'll all know the truth. Actually, my TV channel is called YouTube. I watch the things I enjoy: mountain climbing, sailing, motorcycle riding. I don't watch regular TV. I may pop in every now and then on one of the crab movies or something like that. I've never been a horror film guy. I don't believe in watching people get their heads cut off or stabbed. I don't feed myself garbage. I'm weird like that, but it's okay. Captain, sometimes my brain's like that too. Blue, that's how it's been in this market. You get a little bump up, you think you got something, and there it goes. They rip it right out from under you. I actually don't think it's a bear market. I think it's a government market. Well, guys, it's 9:30. I'm not going to sit here and cry because I didn't get anything. I'm not interested in sitting here and staring at black column on my computer. I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. We'll try again tomorrow. And God bless.